You loved playing your Game Boy. It was all you did. If you weren't studying for classes, you'd be playing that damn game. You liked to compete against others in Animal Crossing. You'd always win though, and your opponent would always assume you were cheating somehow. It's not their fault. This game was your life. It was a no-brainer you'd be really good. Walking to class, you suddenly bump into somebody's chest. Ouch, you both exclaimed. You looked up, and it was a boy. He eyed you. Then you noticed a Game Boy in his right hand. You think to yourself, damn, I must have made him die or something. Sorry about that, I guess. I wasn't paying attention and noticed where I was going. Same on my end, he said as he started to walk away. His voice was low, but cute. The way his black hair faded into a honey blonde, and the smell of his cologne made you blush. You had never felt this way before. You were so confused by what had just happened, though try not to think about it. As the day went on, you completely pushed the experience from your mind. After school had come, as you left the classroom, you remembered you had made a bet with somebody from the previous day. You play that game a lot, don't you? A boy called out to you. You lifted your head and said, What? That game. Every time I see you, you're either studying or on that game. So, you responded coldly, thinking the boy was making fun of you. I wasn't trying to be rude, if that's what you thought. I was challenging you. You tilted your head in confusion. He smiled, understanding, and explained, I know you let people challenge you after school when you have time, and no one has ever beaten you. You knew that he was going to ask, and before he could say anything else, you responded, I'm not free today, so if you want to challenge me, meet me tomorrow by the oak tree that stands out in front of the school entrance. The boy was shocked. How did you know? I get that a lot. You smirked and walked away. Guess it's around that time. I should get going. Whoever he is, he'll be wondering where I am. You sorted through your things and packed them away. As you walked out of the classroom, you bumped into somebody. For the second time today. Great. You're the clumsiest person in the world. You backed up, looking straight. The shirt looked oddly familiar. Whoa, am I having deja vu? Or what? You picked your head up again. The black faded blonde boy said. You blushed and tried to word something, but you were frozen. As he spoke, you noticed he was no longer wearing his school uniform, but a t-shirt, a pair of shorts. Is there something wrong with you? A few minutes of silence went by before you could say, No. Your tone was sharp. Whatever you felt for this boy, it could not be good. You had decided within those few minutes that you would ignore it and hope for it to go away. You brushed past him with a glare. What a weird girl. Kenma thought to himself as he tried. He could not forget the encounters you two had prior. Kenma! Kuru shouted from across the gym as he stepped in. You took longer than usual. Kuro had just run across the gym, and his hands on his knees attempting to catch his breath. Oh, there was this girl. Before Kenma could finish, Kuro interrupted him. Oh, a girl? Kuro asked with a smirk. Yes, she was in a rush and we accidentally bumped into each other. Is that all? Kuro insisted. Yes. Where did this happen? In my 5th period. Oh, why were you heading back up? Kuro was more curious now. With no moment in between, Kenma responded, I left my Game Boy. Kuro was intrigued more than ever. Kenma never forgot his game. What was different today? But your game is always on you. How did you forget it? Kenma thought back. Oh, the class was boring, so I took it out. In truth, though, Kenma could not stop thinking about your encounter that morning. He thought that playing his game would help him lose his focus on you, but he ended up leaving it by accident. Alright, let's warm up before practice, Kuro said. You had just exited Kurosano. A grin lay upon your face, as you had once again shown who the best Animal Crossing really was. I'm the king, you exclaimed to yourself as there was no one around to applaud. Taking longer than you expected, you decided to rest in the gym before heading home. You stopped at the vending machine and picked up a juice before heading into the gym. You stopped in your tracks when you saw people and boys. Still at school? This late? Well, you couldn't really argue because you were there as well, but you continued to ponder. Have they been here since school ended? Rolling your eyes, you pushed the thought out of your mind and walked over to the bleachers. They can't see me anyway, so what's the harm? You thought. You watched the boys practice for entertainment when you felt a hand on your shoulder. You were still sucking on your juice box when you turned around. Face to face, the same boy was bending down to be at your level. Very slowly, he spoke. What are you doing? You gasped. Oh my God! Did he just... Yep. That stuck-up, cute, and irritating freaking dumbass had quietly snuck into the bleachers and scared you. Was it on purpose? You had no idea. Was it annoying? Hell yeah. What am I doing? You screamed until you realized how close he was. You shrunk back in your seat. Not that it made a difference. He was still very close. Get away, pervert! You raged. Me? He asked. Yes. Don't you know what personal space is? Well, you interested me, and when I came out of the restroom, I saw you walking up here, so I followed. Did you know I would be here? Are you stalking me? Oh, hell no. He did not just turn the tables on you. You opened your mouth to retaliate, but a voice cut you off. Kenma! A guy's voice echoed through the gymnasium walls. Kenma, who was now holding both arms of the chair you were sitting in, smiled and turned his head. I'll be down in a minute. What are you even doing up there? The voice asked. I thought I saw someone walk up here. Well, is there anyone up there? Kenma paused for a moment, taking a swift glance at you before returning his head. No. All right, well, hurry down. We're about to start another practice game. Okay. Your thoughts were swarming with exit strategies, but alas, there was no way out of the hold he had you in. You were caged like a prisoner in the hands of a guard ready to pounce at any moment of an attempted escapation. So, Kenma whisked, turning his head once more to look at you. Why are you here? Your face was damn near boiling. What does he mean, why am I here? It's not like it's any of his business. And why does he seem so different than before? So much more... Your mind searched for a word that would perfectly suit his demeanor. When your mind finally found it, you pierced your lips. The perfect word to describe his attitude. Cocky. He seems so cocky. But why? I heard you think you're the best at... You think you're the king at Animal Crossing. Oh, this all makes sense now. Your voice switching from a tremble to a sarcastic tone. I mean, I know I'm good, but would I go so far as to say I'm the king? Wait, I would. A smirk formed on your face as you showed you would not back down, but neither was he. He leaned in closer, passing your face to whisper in your ear, "Prove it." You grimaced at the heat of his breath upon your ear. You wanted more, but nevertheless, you wanted to show him who he was daring to mess with. He backed away, his hand still grasping the arms of the chair, and smiled, as if I'd ever let a cocky bastard show me up. Your smile grew as the perfect plot had set in your mind. You already knew how you wanted things to play out. You leaned in, just barely stopping, making sure not to touch his lips. As his smirk weakened, you spoke. Your tone was soft and manipulative. Didn't anyone ever teach you not to poke the bear? You made eye contact with him, but he was staring down at your lips. Just as you were about to pull away, he kissed you. The kiss was passionate as two people could be after just 3 encounters.
Hold my hand and then you won't. You say you love me, then you don't. You keep me running and running around.